Meanwhile, we'll continue with your interview. So let's begin with your introduction, Nupur.
Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Nupur Gupta. I was born and brought up in Bhopal. I have completed my schooling from Elijah Secondary School, Bhopal. Then I have pursued BBA LLB honors from Jagran Electricity University, Bhopal. And I am currently posted as Junior Law Officer at Command Area Development Department, Kota, Rajasthan.
Any hobbies, Nupur?
Yes, sir. I like reading books as well as sketching, pencil sketching, and diary writing.
Okay. लास्ट बुक आपने कौन सी पढ़ी थी?
So the autobiography of Nariman sir, Before the Memory Fades.
Okay. Okay. So Nupur, Justice Mittal Saab will be asking you the academic questions relating to law. So, sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Nupur.
Good evening, sir.
Much hue and cry has been there about Article 370 and Article 35A of the Constitution. And we are seeing in today's results of Jammu and Kashmir that BJP is winning 29 seats in Jammu, while his account in Kashmir is 0. So what we should understand, that the people of Kashmir have not accepted the deletion of Article 370 from the Constitution, special status.
Yes, sir. I am not aware about the results, but I am aware that the elections have been conducted after the separation, after the union territory being held in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and after the introduction of the J&K Reorganization Act. But as per my opinion, the special status has been given to Jammu and Kashmir, and it's been a long period of time, and the people were in the habit of enjoying the special status and the special privileges and rights that were given to them. So it would be difficult for them to accept that situation, to accept that status of being union territory. So as per my opinion, that it would take time for the people.
No, the fact is that they were not given the special status, but the special status was being enjoyed by the political parties. There was no reservation to the SC/ST candidates, OBC candidates. They could not fight or contest the election, and many more things that happened. Anyway, you see that in every enactment, there is a preamble. What that preamble discloses?
The purpose of the legislation, the ultimate purpose, the goal for which that legislation is being made.
And what about the statement of objects and reasons that is also appended to every enactment?
Yes, the statement of object and reason is being delivered at the time when the bill is introduced in the House. That states that what is the object behind introducing that particular bill in the House, so that there would be a discussion over that particular bill. Then once the act is enacted, there would be a preamble, and that preamble is to be read in consonance with the whole act. It means like.
Can it be a help to the interpretation of the act?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How?
So if there's any ambiguity, in any of the provision, and it is unable we are unable to find the legislative purpose, the legislative intent, then we can go for the preamble also to state that what was the object behind introducing that particular act.
What do you mean by the word joint parliamentary committee?
So, Joint Parliamentary Committee is the committee which is set up for the purpose, means any bill is introduced, as per my knowledge, as per my limited knowledge, when any bill is introduced and there's a debate over the bill and there's a need of any deliberation and any discussion, then that particular bill is being sent to Joint Parliamentary Committee for further discussion over that particular bill.
You are already aware that 3 new enactments have been passed by the Parliament,
Yes.
repealing the Indian Penal Code, CRPC, and the Indian Evidence Act. What are the new offences which have been added in the new IPC?
So, firstly, there has been a chapter regarding the offences against the women and children. It is separately there. Then the mob lynching offence is being there, and the offence related the sedition, the offence of sedition has been deleted. Means it's not there. The name of sedition now. The offences pertaining to the terrorist activities are also there in the BNS.
And some more.
I'm not aware about the.
Chain snatching.
Yes, sir. And it's
Hmm?
Sorry.
What do you mean by the word, by the term ratio decidendi?
Ratio decidendi means the reason behind the decision of the court. The reason when any decision is delivered, there is a part of ratio decidendi, where the reason of that particular judgment is given, that why the judges have come to that particular conclusion, the decision. So
And
it's
what is the another part of the judgment?
obiter dictum, that's the opinion, and that's not binding in nature, but the ratio decidendi is binding.
Okay. Suppose you are selected in the Rajasthan Judicial Services, and there is a particular problem before you on which there is no judgment of the Rajasthan High Court, but there are judgments of Allahabad High Court and the Madhya Pradesh High Court, Patna High Court. So whether you can follow the judgments of Patna or Madhya Pradesh or Allahabad High Court?
Yes, sir. It is free to that particular high court to follow the another court, high court's judgment, but it is not binding on that.
No,
Because
no,
the another high court's,
I'm asking about you, whether you will
Yes,
follow
sir.
the, and suppose there are conflicting views about the same problem in between Madhya Pradesh and Allahabad, then which one you will follow?
so, what would be appropriate as per the facts and circumstances of this particular case? Means in the state of Rajasthan, if there was any particular situation, other circumstances, then we'll decide as per the circumstances of this case.
Please name 4 local acts of Rajasthan.
First one is Rajasthan Land Control Act. Second one is Rajasthan Land Revenue Code.
You must see all the local acts of Rajasthan because you are going to appear in Rajasthan. So what are recent legislation? What are the old legislations? And when this Rent Control Act was passed?
2011, sir.
2011.
Mm.
Prior to it,
So
what was the position?
it was there. It was there. The earlier act was there. It was repealed, and the new act was introduced.
No, prior to 2011, was there any Rent Control Act in the Rajasthan?
So, yes, sir, there was.
Which, what is difference between the old act and the new act?
So the more provisions have been introduced. As per my knowledge, the provision regarding the tenancy, limited period tenancy, and all the tenancies to govern better the rent related provisions.
No, certainly the Rent Control Act will have the provisions regarding the tenancy. But whether in the old act there was more protection to the tenant, or in the new act there is more protection to the tenant or the landlord, what is the position?
So in the new act, there is more protection to the tenant, the rights of the tenant.
To the tenant. But normally it has been seen that the tenants misuse the tenancy. They neither pay the rent, they neither vacate the premises, and are indulged in the litigation.
But sir, there is also need to protect the rights of the tenant also, because sometimes the landlord may also enter into any agreement, illegal agreement sort of. So there's also need that to protect the rights of the tenant. So the land control laws are basically focused on that.
Do you think that landlord and the tenant are on the same pedestal?
No, so their rights are different. Landlord has the ownership right over that particular property.
No, that I know that landlord is the owner. I want to know that whether the tenant and the landlord must be kept on the same pedestal, because on the one side the landlord has invested his whole life earnings in purchase of the property, and on the other hand the tenant is paying very meager amount of 15 or 20 or 100 rupees or 200 rupees as a rent. So whether the rights of both the persons must be the same?
So there is some difference.
You please read the new Tenancy Act, Rent Control Act of the Rajasthan, and more particularly you read the new legislation which has been legislated within last 5 years. Is there any law in Rajasthan regarding the change of religion?
Yes, sir, I'm not aware. I will be.
There,
I will be.
there is because there are various incidents of Love Jihad, and most of the states have enacted this law. What are your own views regarding Uniform Civil Code?
So uniform civil code is basically the code. There would be a common laws, common personal laws for the all religion with respect to their marriage and the inheritance and all these things. So as per my opinion, the UCC, the Uniform Civil Code, would be a great initiative, but there would be when the UCC is formulated, the interest of the all the religions must be kept into consideration. That there are certain practices which are being followed in the Muslim law, and there are certain which is followed in the Hindu law. So when the UCC is enacted, the interest of all the religions must be kept into consideration. It's not like that we will. For example, in Muslim law, the rights related to property is not given to women in that manner, in which is given to Hindu. To the women, there's the equal right. So we have to take it into consideration the interest of all the religions, so that there would not be any.
But the question is whether the Muslim male members will be agreeable to such conditions, because we have seen that when there was removal of triple talaq and grant of maintenance, there was great agitation from the male members, because they do not want to give any right to the female member. Why they do not want to give? Because in their culture, marriage is a contract. and it can be dissolved at any time by paying the meher. So why they should give the equal rights to the women? Why?
Yes, sir, they are reluctant to give the equal rights to the women. But it should be like their rights should be protected. Like we have seen that at a matter of the maintenance also, the Muslim women have been agreed that they were not even enabled to get the maintenance under section 125 of the CRPC. Then after the judgment of the Honorable Court, Supreme Court only, they were being able. So there's a need of the modern approach. There's a need of the change in the society that we should also focus on the rights of the Muslim women.
Oh, you are right. You are right that now, as per the changing needs of the society, the law must also change.
Yes, sir.
But our so-called Maulanas, they do not want to change. They do not want to change. Even the Muslim Personal Law Board and various other authorities, you have seen there is huge hue and cry upon the Waqf Amendment Act.
Yes.
So how the UCC can be applicable in India and why the provision of UCC was incorporated in the Constitution of India? And third question is that whether the Hindus were taken into confidence in the year 1956 when their laws, maybe regarding marriage, maybe regarding divorce, maybe regarding inheritance, succession, they were codified. They were not asked. Their opinion was not taken. So what should be? Either the Hindu code bill must be repealed and they should also be permitted to follow their old practices, or the new law should be made. What's your opinion, personal opinion?
Sir, according to my personal opinion, the new laws should be made for all the religions, irrespective of the Muslim or the Hindu. There would be conflict of interest, there would be hesitation from the male members, and there would be various things in the society. But it is like that we have to introduce the changes in the law, like we have introduced the criminal laws. So we have to try for the best of the society. So we should introduce the law by taking into consideration their view also. There should be some provision regarding their religion also, so that their interest would not be repeated.
Okay. You have done BBA LLB, and after LLB, what you are doing?
Sir, I have been preparing for the judicial service examination only.
You have not joined LLM.
No, sir.
Why?
So because my prime focus was to appear for the examinations only, so I have started my study.
By joining LLM, your study could have been continued. And in BBA LLB, what was your favorite subject?
The
Corporate law?
subject only.
No, law. LLB is regarding the law subjects. What was your favorite subject? Income tax, trade tax, property laws, corporate laws, criminal laws. What was your favorite?
Sir, trade law.
Which one?
Sir,
Trade.
trade law.
Trade law. What are those laws?
So we have read about the international trade law also, UNICEF, the United Nations Conference on the International Trade Law, and about the WTO, the World Trade Organization, and the role of the WTO, the international relation.
Whether these international laws are helpful to the Indian conditions? Do you think so? Whether
No, sir,
those international laws are having any relevance to the Indian conditions?
The international laws are made as per the all countries, but in India there's a different set of practices regarding the trade. So it is not appropriate in all the ways, but we take the assistance from the international trade law also for the purpose of that trade.
Then why India is a signatory to those laws if they are not applicable to Indian conditions? Why India is a signatory to those laws?
To enable the India so that India would be involved in the trade with other countries for its economic betterment.
Have you heard something about Arbitration Act,
Yes, sir. Arbitration and conciliation.
which when this act was codified?
Yes, by my knowledge, it was around 1980. I might be wrong, sir. It was around that.
1996. And prior to it, it was Arbitration Act 1940. 1940, previous one, and subsequently 1996. Do you know something about cyber crimes?
Yes, sir.
What are the cyber crimes?
So cyber crimes can be in the form of, there can be the cyber terrorism, there can be cyber stalking in the way of through the electronic means. There's offenses like phishing. I'm not able to recall the names of other offenses, like wherein
What are-
there can be the invasion of privacy of the person.
What are the things or instruments required to commit a cyber crime?
Sorry, sir, I was not able to get a question. Could you please repeat?
Suppose for committing theft, one has to go to the house of the owner, maybe by motorcycle, maybe by, and he has to keep some arms, maybe pistol, maybe kulhadi. So for committing the cyber offense, what instruments are required?
The electronic device. Electronic device is required, and there should be a person who's in a stage to understand the coding and all the things regarding the computer and its language, so that it can come.
And
So it's sufficient to have the electronic device. There's no need of any infrastructure. And
suppose I am having my computer, my laptop, and I don't have the network. Can I commit a computer crime, or can a computer crime be committed with me? Madam, without computer and computer network, without computer and computer network, a cyber crime cannot be committed. Okay. What Article 21 of the Constitution of India says? What is the language?
No person shall be deprived of the life and the personal liberty without the accordance, except the procedure established by law.
दोबारा बताइए, धीरे धीरे आराम से बताइए. No person.
No person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except without the procedure established by law.
Except according to, except without नहीं, without अगर हो जाएगा, without procedure हो जाएगा, तो फिर बेकार हो जाएगा. When this article 21 has been expanded by Honorable the Supreme Court on various occasions, maybe the A.K. Gopalan 1951, maybe the Maneka Gandhi case, it has been expanded so much. What was the facts of Maneka Gandhi case?
So it was related to the sir, may I take 1 second time?
Yes.
Yes, sir. See, Maneka Gandhi was a politician, and she was like a social activist. So she was her passport and all these things were seized, and there was no procedure, there was no fair opportunity of being heard being given to her. And then she was unable to go to the abroad for the purpose of her work and all these things. So there was no opportunity being given to her. So that was the fact of the case. Then the court has upheld her right to go to the abroad, as well as that the procedure established by law should be read, that the procedure should be fair, just, and reasonable.
No. Procedure should be, but whether there was any procedure to withhold the passport at that time?
No, sir, it was like only the notice. The notice was not given to her, and the passport was means the proper information, and the inquiry is not being held, and she was not given the opportunity. There was no proper the reasonable procedure for the case.
What were the main aspects of the Keshwanand Bharti's case, 1973 Supreme Court?
So it was mainly related to the amendment to the Constitution of India. In that case, only the doctrine of the basic structure has been introduced by the Honorable Supreme Court of India.
And
it was held by the majority of the 7-6 that any part of the Constitution of India can be amended except the basic structure. At this time, it was not specified by the court that what would cover under the basic structure. Various things has been told that the preamble would also cover under it, the sovereign nature of the democratic, the socialism. All these things can cover under the basic structure.
there is clear verdict of the Honorable Supreme Court that the reservation quota cannot exceed 50%. Okay? Still, various state governments are making provisions, maybe for the OBC, maybe for the other classes of caste, and they know that it is unconstitutional. Then why they are doing it?
So, as per my knowledge, in the Indra Shawni case, the 9 judges bench delivered that the reservation cannot exceed 50%, but there can be the special circumstances where it may exceed. So, for that special circumstances, the state has to produce the empirical data and all this, why they need the reservation up to the exceed the 50%. So, in the special circumstances, only it is possible.
No, for a politician, there is always a special circumstance because he wants to gain the votes of the public. Is it
So, but
justified? And recently, the Supreme Court has said that quota within quota is permissible. However, it should not exceed 50%. There has been much hue and cry over this judgment of the Supreme Court. What is your own opinion?
So yes, recently the Supreme Court held that the classification of the backward class is possible, but as per my opinion, it should not be there because backwardness can be decided like if it is decided that particular class is backward, then if we are giving the reservation to that class, it would be justifiable. But we are giving the reservation to the more backward class, and the more backward class, then it would somehow affect the other classes also, the unreserved classes also.
Now, my direct question is that who is competent to exceed or add to the list of OBC some more castes, whether the chief minister or the governor? Who? Or anybody else?
So,
Who is competent to add to the list of the OBC of a particular state?
if he or she belongs to the backward class, that socially, educationally, economically backward, then such person can be added.
By whom?
So
My
the
question-
president of
Huh?
as The OBC list. In OBC
Yes.
list, so the President of India.
Why? What concern the president has with the state list?
So, but the Constitution of India empowers the President of India that the President of India notifies the backward class as per the recommendation of the Commission.
Okay. What is definition of theft?
When a person moves a movable property with dishonest, when a person dishonestly moves a movable property from the possession of another person without his consent, then such very movement is called theft.
No, it is not in consonance with the real definition. It's your own explanation and own definition. Now, tell me that at various places in the Constitution of India, somewhere the word person has been used. Somewhere the word citizen has been used. Somewhere the word no one shall be used. No one has been used. What is the difference between all these three? A person, a citizen, or no one?
Also, the person would include the citizen as well as the non-citizen. And the person may also include the artificial person. When we talk about the citizens, so it is only the citizen of India.
Who is the artificial person?
So the legal entity.
Juristic person.
Juristic person.
Not a artificial, juristic. Okay. Yes, Anup sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Hello, Nupur. जैसा कि इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस आपसे पूछे गए, उसमें थोड़े से क्वेश्चंस मेरे भी हैं कि अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हाल ही में जो लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग होती है कोर्ट प्रोसीडिंग उसको अलाउड किया है. किस केस में अलाउ किया था कि लाइव प्रोसीडिंग?
स्वप्निल त्रिपाठी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया.
जी
सर, स्वप्निल त्रिपाठी. It was
Swapnil Tripathi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. In 2018, right?
Yes, sir.
What are the hobbies? अपनी हॉबीज के बारे में बताइए. बहुत सारे नहीं, कोई एक स्पेसिफिक बताइए जो आपको सबसे ज्यादा पसंद है.
Sir, diary writing.
Right?
Daily, I write one page about my day. That what were the positives of my day and what were the negatives of my day, and what are the improvements which I should make for the next day.
Supreme Court struck down Article 66A. Section 66A को सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्ट्रक डाउन किया था आईटी एक्ट के. किस केस में?
श्रेया सिंघल वर्सेस यूनियन.
जी,
Shreya Singhal versus Union.
very good.
Shreya Singhal, sir.
Yes. Over to you, Shubham sir, please.
हेलो नुपुर, कैसे हैं? बढ़िया. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Hello.
Are you saying something?
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible. अच्छे से हैं? बढ़िया.
Yes, sir.
आपने कहा your hobby is diary writing.
Yes, sir.
कब से लिख रहे हैं आप डायरी?
So, exactly from 2022.
2022 से शुरू किया था.
Yes, sir.
कोई स्पेसिफिक रीजन? बिकॉज डायरी राइटिंग एक ऐसा हॉबी है जो जनरली लोग कैरी नहीं करते हैं एंड इट्स वेरी रेयर. तो कोई रीजन व्हाई यू स्टार्टेड राइटिंग डायरी?
Because, sir, at that moment I have decided to pursue for judiciary services, and I have graduated. Then I have decided that I have to study only. So I have started writing diary because it was so exhaustive to read on, to study only whole day. So I started diary writing for personally analyzing my weakness and strength.
So you decided not to make friends, rather you made diary your own friend एंड उन्हीं से आप बात करते हैं, उन्हीं से आप सारा डिस्कशन करते हैं। अच्छा, सही तरीका है। मुझे ये बताइए नुपुर, आपने कल अपनी डायरी में क्या लिखा है और उसमें से क्या पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव आपने पाया कि मैं अपने में क्या पॉजिटिव चेंज करूं या नेगेटिव चेंज करूं? कल भी कुछ लिखा होगा, क्या लिखा है उसमें?
यस सर, कल मैंने एक्चुअली कल मैंने लिखा था कि देयर वाज समथिंग लाइक माय जॉब इज आल्सो देयर, सो समथिंग वेरी हैप्टिक मींस when someone says to you, it comes to your head कि ये हुआ था, so I decided, I write that कि I do not want to overthink, I just only want to focus on what I am doing right now. So I have decided that. Then I have started reading about the laws and all these things. Then today I have not overthinking. मतलब अब मैंने सोचा ही नहीं कि what have come to me and कल क्या हुआ था, आज क्या हो रहा है. I just focusing that what is happening, that's happening. Just accepting what is happening.
But this overthinking aspect of somebody's life, ऐसा तो है नहीं कि ये पिछले 2 साल में, 2.5 साल में जब से आप डायरी लिख रहे हैं तब से आपके दिमाग में कभी आया नहीं होगा कि आई एम ओवर थिंकिंग। मतलब आप जो डायरी में लिख रहे हैं उसको ज्यादा समय तक फॉलो नहीं कर पा रही हैं, इसीलिए ये थॉट दोबारा दिमाग में आया, ऐसा है?
It's a overthinking is like that कि जब बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स एक साथ हो जाती है, then overthinking starts. Like अभी सब ठीक था, एकदम से रिजल्ट आया, then means, then interview, so start again the overthinking starts again.
ओके। नुपुर, मुझे ये बताइए, आप अभी सिलेक्ट होते हैं एज अ जज इन इंडियन जुडिशरी इन राजस्थान जुडिशियल सर्विसेज, तो आप कौन सी पोस्ट पे नियुक्त किए जाएंगे?
So civil judge, junior division.
जूनियर डिवीजन, परफेक्ट। एंड साथ ही साथ में आपको जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट का भी कार्यभार दिया जाएगा, है ना?
Yes, sir.
काइंडली नेम मी 5 ऑफेंसेस जो आप एज जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट सेकंड क्लास की तरह ट्राई कर पाएंगे।
Judicial magistrate second class. So as per my knowledge, in Rajasthan there is no judicial magistrate second class, but as per the CRPC, means the old CRPC.
आप तो कह रहे हैं कि आपकी नियुक्ति जूनियर डिवीजन होगी।
So in the civil judge, there is a junior division and senior division, but in the judicial magistrate, in the criminal, for the criminal offences, in the Rajasthan state per se, there is no second class court anywhere in the Rajasthan state.
So does that mean you will not be able to see criminal cases till the time you get promoted to the level of civil judge class 1, which is equivalent to judicial magistrate senior division?
No, sir, no. Basically, every civil judge junior division is a magistrate first class.
Okay.
The judicial service starts from the judicial magistrate first class. As far as the judicial magistrate second class are concerned, they are like Tehsildar or the district magistrate or other forest officers. They are given the power of class 2 magistrates or second class magistrate, and they can only impose fine, they cannot sentence. But in India, after the Shetty Commission's report, every judge, every civil judge junior division, if he is to be given the power of the magistrate, he shall be magistrate first class.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I'm aware about this. I was just trying to.
Cool. Thank you.
So, Nupur, जुडिशियल मजिस्ट्रेट फर्स्ट क्लास रहते हुए आप कौन से ऑफेंसेस का ट्रायल कर पाएंगे, ये बता दीजिए। 5 ऑफेंसेस बताने।
So theft,
okay.
robbery,
Okay.
cheating.
Cheating is triable by judicial magistrate first class. Are you sure?
So any magistrate, so it may involve judicial magistrate first class.
Okay. 3, 2 more.
The offences against the public servant, the offences, a majority of them are tribal by the JMFC.
Okay, that's 4. 1 more.
So the offences against the women, like the stalking,
Okay.
tribal
Okay.
by the JMFC.
Where is stalking provided in BNS?
So I'm not able to recall the exact section of the BNS.
It's
Like
completely fine.
IPC,
Okay, okay. Where in IPC?
so section 354D.
354D. Are you aware about BNS and its structure? Are you aware about this?
It's a structure. I have not read the BNS in whole, but
Okay.
the structure I'm little familiar about the structure.
There are how many sections, how many chapters in BNS?
Exact number I don't know, but it is more than the 500 and it is around 300 something, because earlier there was a 511, but now in the BNS the less number of sections.
It is 358 to be specific, and 20 chapters are there. Do remember this. Now, let me tell you this, that in the BNS, now the offenses relating to women and child has been specifically provided in one single chapter. Okay, there's one chapter that deals with only offenses relating to women and child, and all the offenses relating to marriage is also included over there. Now, kindly tell me why the legislature has done so. Just a simple question. Consolidate करने की क्या जरूरत थी? Scattered भी रहते तब भी तो purpose address हो ही रहा था.
So यूनिफॉर्म एक ही चैप्टर में होने से इट वुड बी लाइक जो मतलब when they are scattered, so it is like where are the offenses against the, it might create the confusion, and there are sometimes there are confusion over the interpretation that the offenses against the women are specifically or not. So they have been put in one chapter so that the purpose can be served in the well manner, that these are the offenses against the women and the children only, so there would not be any confusion and uncertainty.
Okay, okay. Done. Thank you so much. Good job, Nupur. Ashutosh, sir.
So Nupur, I'll be asking some quick questions. You just need to answer it very crisp and very quickly. So tell me first thing, in which section of the CRPC protest petition is filed?
Section 173.
173? Protest petition.
Yes, sir. Charge sheet is being filed under section 173. So protest petition can be filed to protest the charge sheet or the closure report which has been filed by the police officer.
Okay. So if a charge sheet has been filed, or let's say police report has been filed by a police officer, whether the magistrate is bound to take cognizance on that?
No, sir. Magistrate. No.
Okay. So what is the difference between revision under CPC and revision under CRPC?
So in the CRPC, the revision can be the application can be filed for the revision if there is any illegality, impropriety with the order or pronounced judgment of the court, of the subordinate court. When the CPC, when the subordinate court has exceeded its jurisdiction or has illegally exercised the jurisdiction, in that case only the revision can be filed.
Okay. So जैसा कि आपने बताया, trade law is your kind of favorite subject. So SPS agreements क्या होते हैं?
Could you please repeat?
Sanitary and phytosanitary agreements under WTO.
I'm not aware about it.
Trade law आपने बताया था ना आपका favorite subject.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. जैसा आपने बताया आपकी हॉबी में एक है फेवरेट हॉबी डायरी राइटिंग की. सपोज करिए इफ यू राइट समथिंग इन योर डायरी which is defamatory against let's say Shubham sir, and it is being read by Anup sir, whether it would be defamation?
Yes, sir. If it is published, then it would be defamation. If it comes to the knowledge of the Anup sir, it will be a publication. If I had made that statement with malicious intention and there was no truthfulness in that statement, then it would be defamation.
No, you have written that statement which is defamatory per se. and that is being written by you in your personal diary. But somehow Anup sir got your diary and he read that statement which you have written in your diary. So whether it would amount to defamation?
Yes, sir, it would amount.
Okay. Okay, that's all from my side. Sir, I think let's proceed with the feedbacks.
Yes.
सर मैं बता दूं पहले, मैंने
हाँ, आप ही बताइए।
काफी सारी चीजें नोट डाउन कर ली है मैंने
जी जी।
फिर में 2-3 चीजें हैं नुपुर, आप इस पे अगर ध्यान देंगे तो इट विल बी मच बेटर। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई बिलीव जो भी आपका ड्रेसिंग होगा, जो भी आपका हेयर डू होगा, बालों को थोड़ा ठीक करिएगा, क्योंकि अभी थोड़ा सा फ्रिंजी टाइप के लग रहे हैं, तो जस्ट बी वेरी कॉशियस अबाउट दैट। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई थिंक कि न्यू क्रिमिनल लॉज पे थोड़ा सा जानकारी कम है, एंड न्यू क्रिमिनल लॉज को आपको पढ़ लेना चाहिए, एंड जितना हो सके स्ट्रक्चर्स हो गया, इन्फोर्समेंट हो गया, इनैक्टमेंट हो गया, इससे बी वेरी क्लियर एंड बी वेरी मच ऑन पॉइंट। राजस्थान जीके पे आई वाज नॉट एबल टू टेस्ट यू ऑन दैट पॉइंट, बट राजस्थान जीके मेरा एक रिकमेंडेशन रहेगा कि राजस्थान स्पेसिफिक जीके भी रीड करिए। यू आर फ्रॉम विच स्टेट?
Sir, Madhya Pradesh.
Then you are supposed to know very well about Rajasthan if you are appearing before the High Court, क्योंकि ऑनरेबल बेंच आपसे, बोर्ड आपसे पूछ सकता है सवाल रिगार्डिंग राजस्थान स्पेसिफिक। तो कैबिनेट मिनिस्ट्री हो गई, आर्ट एंड कल्चर हो गया, स्कीम्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट हो गई, मेजर सिटीज हो गए, जो जनरल हम चीजें एमपी जीके के लिए पढ़ते हैं फॉर एमपी सीजेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, उतना एटलीस्ट आपको राजस्थान की बेसिक जानकारियां मोटी मोटी होनी चाहिए। अच्छा, दूसरा मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि हॉबी बेस्ड आंसर आपका बहुत जनरलाइज्ड जा रहा है, डायरी राइटिंग बहुत कैजुअली सा निकल रहा है, तो उसको प्रिसाइजली क्लियर कट बताइए कि सर डायरी राइटिंग में करती हूँ। उसको आप एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, तो वो थोड़ा क्लियर उसमें आंसर नहीं है। अगर आपने डायरी में कोई डिफेमेटरी स्टेटमेंट लिखा है तो वो आपकी पर्सनल डायरी है। उस पर्सनल डायरी को अगर अनूप सर के पास वो किसी तरीके से पहुंच जाती है और तब वो उसको पढ़ते हैं, तो वो डिफेमेशन की कैटेगरी में नहीं आएगा। यू विल नॉट बी लायबल फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ ऑफेंस इन दैट केस, रिमेंबर दैट, आपकी पर्सनल डायरी। ठीक, ये चीज है। इसके अलावा 1-2 जगह पे आपने लिखा है आपने कहा है आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट। इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग दैट आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट ऑन अ ट्रेड बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, जो कि आपका इंटरेस्ट है, एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है, वहां पे कहिए कि सर as of now I am not able to recall it and I will certainly read about it after this interview। ये फ्रेज आपको लर्नर अप्रोच दिखाता है। आप सारे क्वेश्चंस के आंसर सही नहीं दे पाओगे, लेकिन जितनों का दे रहे हो कॉन्फिडेंटली दो, और जिनका नहीं दे पा रहे हो उनके लिए एक लर्निंग अप्रोच रखिए कि आगे जाके आप करें। एक आखिरी चीज है मेरी तरफ से, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है, ये मैंने भी लिखा भी कुछ उसी प्रकार से है, कि आपकी जो भौहें हैं, जो आपकी आईब्रोज हैं, वो टेंशन शो कर दे रही हैं as soon as a question is being asked that you cannot answer. The tension is visible on your face. So keep a sheepish smile. हल्की सी स्माइल आप कैरी करोगे तो आपकी बॉडी जो है रिलैक्स रहेगी। अभी आप टेंशन में खुद को फील कर पा रही होंगी, आपको लग रहा होगा कि शायद बोर्ड जो बैठा है वो हमें परेशान करेगा, ऐसा नहीं। द बोर्ड इज हियर टू सिलेक्ट यू, ओके? सो बी पॉजिटिव अबाउट इट and be positive about yourself, okay? Well done, good job, answers आप अच्छे दे रहे थे, confidence आपका अच्छा है, बहुत बढ़िया। Sir, over to you.
Yes, I agree with you.
Ashutosh sir, Anup sir,
just 2 quick things. So Nupur, the moment you joined this meeting, आपके चेहरे के जो एक्सप्रेशन सर ने बताए ना, आई हैव रिटन डाउन अ वर्ड फॉर इट, फ्यूरियस। आप अभी भी फ्यूरियस दिखाई दे। इट्स काइंड ऑफ कि अभी जैसे सुबह से आप लग रहा है कि ऑफिस में बहुत सारा काम करके आए हैं एंड मेंटली यू आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस इंटरव्यू, मतलब ऐसा दिखाई दे रहा है चेहरे से। यही सेम चीज ना इंटरव्यू में दिखाई नहीं देनी चाहिए, क्योंकि फिर वो लगता है कि यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड या यू आर नॉट वेरी कीन आंसरिंग, तो वो ना एक वाइब अच्छी नहीं देता है। तो आपको ना अपनी पॉजिटिव वाइब्स भी वहां पे इंटरव्यू में बहुत हेल्प करती। तो आपका पूरा पर्सनालिटी उस तरीके का होना चाहिए, द पर्सनालिटी यू कैरी, इट शुड गिव पॉजिटिव वाइब्स टू द बोर्ड। तो थोड़ा सा आपके लिए चीजें और अच्छी आसान हो जाती है। दूसरी बात, ट्रेड लॉ की जो है ना, यू प्लेड अ गैम्बल देयर। मैं बता रहा हूँ, आपसे फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट पूछा जा रहा था, आप सोच रहे थे कि ऐसा सब्जेक्ट कौन सा मैं चूज करूं। और वहां पे आपने सोचा कि ट्रेड लॉ नहीं आता होगा, इनको ट्रेड लॉ बता देते हैं। ऐसा करते हैं बच्चे कई बार, ठीक है, कि ट्रेड लॉ नहीं आता होगा या ये लॉ नहीं आता होगा, बट दिस इज अ वेरी रिस्की गैम्बल। अब आप कोई सब्जेक्ट ऐसा चूज करते हो, इसमें स्पेशलाइजेशन ही हो, सपोज करो मेरा स्पेशलाइजेशन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड लॉ, तो आप, ये बहुत बेसिक बात है एसपीएस ना, डब्ल्यूटीओ का, तो वहां पे फिर वो बहुत ही बुरा दिखाई देगा। तो प्ले इट सेफ, लेकिन जो है ऐसा गैम्बल में मत जाओ। जो बेसिक चीजें जिसमें आपको आती हैं वही सब्जेक्ट आप नेम कर लो, आसान सब्जेक्ट्स नेम कर लो, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज इजी नेम कर सकते हो आप, फॉर दैट मैटर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी नेम कर सकते हो, जो भी आपको लगता है, बट डोंट गो विथ समथिंग की जो आपको भी नहीं आता है। आपने ये सोचा कि सामने वाले को नहीं आता बट आपको भी नहीं आता अच्छे से, वो वाला प्रॉब्लम, मतलब ये वाली चीज नहीं करनी, ठीक है। बाकी ओवरऑल ठीक है, आंसर्स थोड़ा सा और कॉन्फिडेंटली दो, थोड़ा सा और, मतलब जैसा सर ने भी बोला कि पुट स्माइल, मतलब वो वैसा, मेरा वो दांत दिखाने वाला हूँ, बट फिर थोड़ा सा सटल,
नहीं रखते,
हाँ
बेसिक स्माइल रखेंगे, अच्छा रहेगा।
ठीक है। तो ओवरऑल गुड, थोड़े बहुत इंप्रूवमेंट्स की जरूरत है जो इजीली आप कर सकते हैं, ठीक है नुपुर।
अनूप सर।
यस, जैसा कि सभी मेंबर्स ने आप जो रिकॉग्नाइज किया कि भाई दिक्कत क्या है, आप इवन मैंने ये भी नोटिस किया कि आप सिर्फ एक आंख की भौहें ऊपर कर ले रहे थे, जैसे कोई क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्ट आता था आप ऐसे कर रहे थे। इसका मतलब अगले को रिप्रेजेंट बहुत गलत होता है। ये नहीं, आपको ये शो ही नहीं कर रहा है कि आपको वो आता ही नहीं है, आए या नहीं आए, आपका एक्सप्रेशन बहुत नॉर्मल होना चाहिए। एक्सप्रेशन के अलावा बाकी तो सब चीजें ठीक ही थी, एंड आईज भी आपकी इधर उधर जा रही है बहुत ज्यादा, ईच एंड एवरी क्वेश्चन पे आप इस तरह से सोच रहे हैं, इस तरह से देख रहे हैं, तो ये जब दो ही चीजें सबने ऑब्जर्व करी है, तो इसको आप सही कर लीजिए। बेस्ट ऑफ लक, आइए राजस्थान में जज रहिए। थैंक यू,
ऑल द बेस्ट नुपुर, यू विल डू गुड।
बेस्ट।
Thank you, sir.
ऑल द बेस्ट नुपुर।
Thank you, sir.